If you lived in Canada for years and never gone camping, because really nobody ever invited you, this video is your invitation. In this video, we are taking a break from heavy stuff. Let's go camping in Yurt at McGregor Point Provincial Park. Is Yurt's camping actually worth it? I tested one heater, real beds, lock-in door to see if it holds up for the first timer. There is a version of Canada that exists outside a city. I'm going to take you inside the yurt. I'm going to show you what's there and what you need to bring. And we will decide whether yurt is a shortcut to Canadian outdoor life. I'm Olesa, and I've been camping in Canada for more than 20 years, and I've done pretty much every version of it. When my husband and I came to Canada more than 20 years ago, we started with simple tent, the cheapest we could find. Camping was the first option for our vacation because it was affordable, despite of all the equipment we needed. We also tried yurts because we wanted to extend the camping season. Later we bought a pop-up trailer because there were enough beds for our 3 kids and a dog. Then several years later, we traded it in for a hardwall trailer. Several years later, we sold our hardwall trailer and went back to camping in tents. Only this time, it wasn't a small one, it was really large 3-bedroom tent. A yurt is a circular, wood-framed structure with canvas walls and a solid roof. It's not a tent. It's a small cabin wearing different clothes. Here's what's actually there when you arrive. The yurts are really cozy. It accommodates 6 people. There are 2 bunk beds. Lower bunks are more like full queen size, and top bunks are single beds. A dining table and the chairs, a propane fireplace for heat, electric lights. Yes, there are electrical outlets, so you can charge your phone. And a door that locks. Outside, a propane barbecue, propane included, a picnic table, a fire pit with a grill. You don't need to set anything up. You don't worry about rain. You don't sleep on the ground. You show up, unlock the door, and you're camping. There is a skylight in the center of the roof. At night, you can lie in bed and see the stars straight through it. One night we got a thunderstorm, and I mean it was loud. The whole yurt lit up with every flash. It wasn't scary, it was actually incredible. You're completely dry, completely safe, and you get a front row seat to watch it. The yurt runs around $160 a night for up to 6 people. That's not cheap, but everything is included. So for our family, for this particular vacation, it's worth every dollar.
I love this place.
One tip, same as with camping site, you need to book a yurt ahead of time. And if you couldn't, you have to go back and check for cancellations because people book so far ahead that there are always changes and cancellations. During our stay at the park, the yurt beside us was available for 3 nights. Also, there was a cabin available during the whole time we stayed at the park. It looks different than the yurt and can accommodate up to 5 people. So check back often, you should be able to book it. So what do you bring? The yurt covers shelter, beds, heat, light, and cooking. What's left? You need to bring your own bedding. Bed sheets, pillows, pillow covers, and sleeping bags or blankets. You have to bring your own food, insect repellent, a flashlight for the night or headlamp, cooler to store your food, clothes for the weather, and don't forget about first aid kit. I'll put the full checklist of what we bring in the description. McGregor Point is a beautiful park and one of the best spots for birds watching. It stretches along Lake Huron. There are many well-maintained trails for hiking and biking. There is also a very beautiful boardwalk along the shoreline. There is more going on here than you would expect. There is a full schedule of family programming, nature story time, stargazing nights, live bird show. If you want something a little different, there is a citizen science project called March Reach. You make photographs of the wetlands area and submit them online for a particular project. This helps researchers use it to track how the ecosystem changes over time. We did it. It only took us 5 minutes, and it makes the walk feel like it matters a little more. You can see several photograph stations along the way. One thing that is worth noting that there is no internet in the park, at least in that part of the park where we stayed. One day, we wanted to get updates, check our emails, so we decided to drive to nearest town, Port Elgin. That town turned out to be such a cute little gem. We liked it. It really worth a drive on its own. There is a beautiful Victorian library, a Carnegie library, actually funded by a grant from Andrew Carnegie. It opened in 1908. During the First World War, it served as a recruiting station. Right on the library's brick wall, there is a huge mural by local artist Allen Hilgendorf. So don't miss it and look for it. A couple streets down, there is Mill Creek Chocolates, handmade since 1997. When we go to local towns, we always try to support something local. And this one, as you can guess, was really easy to support. And if you're worried about forgetting something, don't be. Port Elgin has Walmart, Shoppers Drug Mart, Dollar Store, all close together. You're never far from anything you really need. When we were at the park, every afternoon we would walk or drive to a park store for ice cream. They had many different flavors. It became our little ritual. No matter what the weather was, we would get our ice cream in the afternoon. There is a concept in psychology called biophilia. It's the idea that humans have an innate connection to nature. In 2014, there was an experiment at the University of Alabama. Researchers set people around a real campfire and measured what happened to their bodies. Blood pressure dropped, and the longer they sat around campfire, the greater was the effect. For over a million years, human beings gathered around campfire. We enjoyed our camping experience for years, and here what I've realized after camping in Canada for more than 20 years. There are two types of citizenship in Canada. One you get in the mail in the form of a document and the oath, and then there is another one that you earn around campfire. You earn it when you sit outside as the sun sets, the fire crackling, and you feel, maybe for the very first time, that this land is yours too. Not because your document says so, but because you are here, you showed up, and you belong. If you always want to try camping, but there are some limitations or you're not ready to invest or stay overnight, start smaller. First of all, you can go to the nearest provincial park just for a day. Pack a lunch and some picnic items and drive to a park for a day use area. Walk a trail, sit by the water, and go home by evening. This doesn't require any booking, extreme packing, or staying overnight. Just show up and see how it feels. So, Is it worth it? Yes, absolutely. Canada offered you a document, but it's also offering you this: the trails, the lakes, the fires, and the belonging. And the door to all of this isn't expensive. It's only your willingness to try. Nobody going to send you an invitation, but it doesn't mean you're not invited. I've put the booking link and full packaging list in the description. I invite you to share in the comments if you have ever camped in Canada. Did you like it or hate it? Or you have a love-hate relationship with it? I'm Olesya. Subscribe if you want to know more about life in Canada. See you next time.